And there it is, friends. The ultimate. We are the children of man. Talos is the true God of man, ascended from flesh to rule the realm.
Hello everybody and welcome to A Good Death, a Skyrim Permadeath series, where the difficulty is always legendary, and the character classes are always randomly chosen. This keeps the gameplay fresh. Very good, very fresh. So if this sounds awesome to you, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. I do this every week, every Saturday in fact, and if you like this kind of thing, you're not going to want to miss it. So yeah, let's get right back into it here, shall we? What did we do last episode? Hey Magus, what's up, man? Yeah, Heimsker indeed. Let's see, we did Sarthal. That's right. We did some Sarthal. We got through that unscathed. That was actually not too difficult at all. And then we headed down to Whiterun here by way of Shrouded Grove, where we took on some Spriggans, including a large Spriggan matron, which also didn't pose too much of a challenge for Rodan, Tikrid, our water totem, and at times our gremlin. We did end up making it to Whiterun unscathed as well, which was good. And then we journeyed all the way over here west to Swindler's Den, where we took on some bandits there to grab the was it the Void Salt maybe for Captain Wayfarer? Anyway, we have a few things to drop off. We did some fetch quests for some folks in Dawnstar. I think we're pretty taken with Dawnstar at this moment. It was Rodan's first experience in Skyrim. It was sort of drenched in this dark mystery involving Vermina, a Nightcaller temple. So he's got a bit of an adventurous attitude, I would say. And that kind of caught his interest, and it ended up catching his heart. So I think that's where his heart will lie from now on. He is doing what seems to be a somewhat important quest here in Whiterun first. Oh, audio's good? Yeah, I did a whole bunch of testing on it, and I made sure to unmute my mic this time around when I switched from the getting started page to the gameplay page. So yeah, I think we're doing some important stuff for the college here. We have Fellglow Keep. We got to get some stolen books. From a mage. We get the feeling that he was a lower level mage, not really all that well respected in the college, so he ran off with some rogue wizards off here to Fellglow Keep, so we're not sure how friendly those folks are going to be over there, so we're going to have to prepare for the worst. But once we're done here, we might head back up to Dawnstar and see what we can do there. What I would like to do is take Rodan to a Thane ship over there in Dawnstar, but in order to do that, he's got to take on a giant for, what's the Jarl's name up there? Jarl Skald the Elder. And in order to get that quest, he has to be a certain level. It's not, the game isn't going to give you the quest unless you're, I think, close to like level 20 or something like that. And we are getting there. We're right on the cusp of level 13. So then off camera, I did some leveling up. I did some training, namely training in heavy armor. So I did join the companions. I don't know if that's going to be a big thing for Rodan going forward. But there it is. So now, of course, it is... I'm streaming, and we're in Whiterun, so of course it's raining. Let's go ahead and run some errands here. Looks like I have some enchanted gear. We'll see if we can unenchant that. And I think I have some potions and poisons that I can sell off that aren't going to be as useful. So we'll see if the rain lets up in that amount of time. So as far as some changes made, I did add the Nulvis Reshade. So things look a little bit different. I think they look a little better. It's a little heavier on the GPU, so I'm getting a couple, 2 or 3 maybe, frames lost in certain areas, but still running pretty well. I lost my Riva tuner here too, apparently, so not going to be able to get frame information from that. I guess I could do it from the ENB, but yeah, it still feels good. For the most part, it's been worth the way things look. I think it's hard to tell here, but in the darkest areas, it's made it things at least visible. This is a dark area here, whereas before, like some of these darker corners and stuff would be almost pitch black. I can actually traverse interiors now without having to have my quick light up all the time. There have been some improvements to anti-aliasing, ambient occlusion, and things like that. I think it looks better. I think it's worth the hit for now. If it ends up being an issue, I'll have to uninstall the reshade, but yeah, I think it looks good. Hey there, Farengar. Actually, I'm going to come back for you. I have some things that I want to do first. Let's see if we can disenchant some of this stuff here. I've also overclocked my CPU. I am getting 5 gigahertz out of that on every core all the time, and I am still barely reaching 63 degrees Celsius on that. So there is still some wiggle room there for some more overclocking if I want.
Divine smile.
But I'm taking those steps very, very small, a little bit at a time there.
To master the arcane arts.
The reshade is pretty solid. One of the better reshades available. Okay, good. Yeah, this is actually my first... I did the Sweet Effects reshade before I was able to run an ENB on an updated computer. It was like an old Alienware Alpha that I was running before this. And that was a little less performant than what I needed anyway. Let's see, I think we can sell off this Death Blow of Abernanet. And we're going to keep the soul gems for enchanting and charging and things like that. So this is my first contemporary experience with a reshade. And it looks good to me, but I think you have a little more experience with them, so glad to hear that it wins your seal of approval as well. Okay, I still hear the rain out there. Sometimes going from cell to cell will get the weather to update. Pretty solid and good temp as well. Yeah. So I recently is probably a month and a half ago now, I reconfigured my cooling solution in my case so that I have cool air going across the GPU and then the warm air being fed through the water cooler in the top of the case. The warm air is plenty enough to cool the CPU, but the GPU gets really hot, so that's where I needed the cool air. And it seems to have worked out gangbusters so far. Staff of Fury, I probably could have sold that off because I do have a Fury spell, I believe. Still might be helpful in a pinch. I don't know, we'll see. What else do I have to sell off here? Not much. I'm going to keep the... In fact, I'm going to switch that out now, because if we're going to Fellglow Keep, there are going to be mages there and not just Draugr shooting ice at us, so we'll take the 10% resistance to all magic over the 15% resistance to frost. Okay, and it looks like I have some hybrid potion poisons here that I can sell off to Arcadia, so we'll take a trip to Arcadia's. And maybe some extra food. I don't know, we'll end up eating it. Might give all these ingredients off to Tikrid to mule them for me. And that looks like about it. Maybe the staff. I'll probably sell off the staff. Reshade alone can be a superior alternative to ENB, especially if you want 4K plus textures and 60 plus FPS at no performance hit, and looks will also be great. Yeah. That was also, it was, what was it, Imaginator and Reshade if you weren't running a good enough machine to run ENB. But now I'm able to run both, and I wish the damn Riva Tuner stuff would show up, because I'd like to show off the kind of FPS I'm getting here. Whiterun, of course, is one of the busier areas in the game when it's populated and people are running around and everything, and I have not been able to push it below 51 FPS, even at the spot up there at Dragon's Reach, so still looking pretty good, I think. And if the audio quality is good, I'm still pushing GPU now to about 100%, so I was worried about not having the overhead for the camera effects. Streaming live from Seinfeld's apartment, by the way, in New York today. Don't know if you were able to recognize it. Oh, it's still early for Arcadia. I think Elithor is always open for business over here in the Bannered Mare. But if audio is good, nothing's getting garbled, and it looks like camera is good as well. So I think I'm happy so far. Here is Elithor, not Belithor.
Need something?
I do.
I'm all ears.
How come you won't talk to me?
Got something to say?
Oh boy. Alright, well, let's just chill here for a minute. One other thing I was trying to implement in my game is more roleplay, more organic roleplay and stuff like that, instead of just running from dungeon to dungeon trying not to die, you know? I think I've been sacrificing the roleplay and the organic nature that these games can provide if you just kind of slow down and put yourself in the character. So I'm gently reminding myself to do more of that, I think. Wow, the reshade is looking great, I think. No, I think I'm good, Stadia, thank you.
Until next time.
Of course. We're gonna go ahead and just wait an hour here.
What was that?
Was that a vampire? I'll just sit here and let you guys take care of that. That looked like that might have been a vampire. A citizen, huh? Let's see if we can flip you over, citizen. Well, I'm trying to see what we're dealing with here. I'm doing it for science. Flip over. I'm just a wee, frail little... There we go. Flip her over. Okay. I'm just a Breton. I'm not like a big old Nord. I can't see her eyes or anything. It says citizen. Oh, there's the telltale sign, though. The vampire dust. Looks a little greasy, too. Some sweaty, greasy vampire dust. Ooh, and a human heart? Was she carrying this? She must have been. This wouldn't be intact, I don't think. I don't know. At least it would be atrophied. It wouldn't look like a normal human heart if it were hers. Okay, we'll leave the rest. We are a bit of an alchemist. In fact, off stream I did a whole bunch of alchemy. In fact, you can see all the potions here. Many of which will be useful, I think, in the coming excursion to Fellglow Keep. But it started to get to the point where alchemy was outpacing the rest of my skills somehow. Not by a whole lot. We got alchemy at 45, destruction at 36, so I don't want to get to the point where we're making badass potions, but then, you know, we're totally outclassed in combat. So I stopped on that, even though I have a ton of ingredients and I could make a lot more useful potions, but you know, it is what it is. I'm trying to balance those out a little bit. That's part of the meta. Still sounds like it's raining out there, but this goes to show you that even in Skyrim, just a little bit of breakfast at the inn can be eventful. Speaking of breakfast, let's go ahead and we'll get hydrated. Gonna have some cheese and some apples and some bread. Maybe that cream treat. There we go. Don't want to eat anything too heavy or too fatty. Mostly deal with just the light proteins. Nothing too fatty. Maybe some carbs, some fruit. That's about it. Okay, let's see here. Hello, Mr. B. Welcome aboard, friend. Hope you're doing well. Ooh, Sadie looks good. Yeah, I agree. She's one of my favorites. One of my favorites. In most overhauls, she's one of the most attractive people in the game. But with this one in particular, I love the hair. The reshade that I'm running now, the lighting looked great on her too. I think it's helping out the ambient occlusion a little bit with some of the facial structures. And some anti-aliasing kind of adds a little bit of, I want to say blur, but it kind of looks more like a film quality to it. Looks good, I think. Yeah, added a new reshade in between streams here. And we have Strudel. Hello, Strudel. How are you this weekend? Happy Saturday, everybody. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend. Actually had game night with some friends last night and had a great time. Always love a game night. Alright, we're going to need to refill our water here before we do anything, I think. Yeah, so part of my shift to organic roleplay and trying to focus less on meta all the time, I think... Ooh, did the rain just clear up? I don't hear it anymore. It seems light. That might be light enough to get to Fellglow.
Of course.
Yeah, part of trying to shift back to a more organic roleplay and a little less focused on meta all the time is that I think waiting for the weather... Oh no, it's still coming down is part of that. Instead of just using the scrolls like I was, I'm not going to wait like say a half hour in real time anymore, but if it's stubborn, I'm not going to feel bad using the scroll, but I was using it a little too liberally before, I think. Okay, how are we doing on food? I think we have plenty. If we get hungry while we're out on the road, should be fine. Secret.
I'm ready for whatever comes next.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you are. Standing tall. I like it. Let everybody know that you're loud and proud. So what do you think? Being a bounty hunter is a lot different than guard duty, yeah?
I know. Bounty hunters put their lives on the line almost every day and only reap from the blood they sow. When I was a guard, I gotten into hundreds of battles, fights, and scuffles, but never with my life on the line.
Okay. So, what sort of fights did you get into as a guard?
We used to clean out the barracks and hold sparring matches. Tourneys. Put half a week's wages in a pot.
Some good, clean guard fun, huh?
We'd knock each other around with practice swords until our bellies were as lumpy as a toad. I won more than my share of lumps and gold.
All right. All right. So then when did you get your first taste of a real battle then, when your life was on the line?
The Jarl had put up a bounty after word came of pilgrims dying near the Waynan stones. As the stones form a wreath around the Shrine of Talos, many suspected the Talmor. Few were brave enough to challenge them. Only when I arrived I found no Talmor. All was silent save the crunch of my boots against a quilt of snow. Just in case, I knelt before the altar like a pilgrim and asked for Talos' blessing. That's when I heard it, the chattering of teeth.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that sounds like ice raids to me all the way up there.
That they were, like two bone snakes rattling their icy scales as they swam through the air. Only I saw nothing save the noise and the bending of light as they slithered and swirled around me, without a body and without a tongue.
Yikes. So Rodon actually hasn't seen an ice wraith yet, but that sounds absolutely terrifying to him. So how did you end up fending them off?
I drew my sword when I should have raised my shield. I still recall the feeling of frostbite that touched my skin as their fangs sunk into my flesh. I shook them off and darted back behind a stone. It felt as if the wind itself was trying to take a bite out of my neck.
You were one tough cookie, Tikrid, to be able to survive that. So what happened next?
I looked to Talos for guidance. He granted my faith with a vision. A tiny red dot dancing around the altar. It was a drop of blood. And just like that, I had my answer. With but one health potion left, I would only have one chance. I tossed my shield away.
Why did you do that?
I slashed my palm and squeezed it, letting the blood collect in my hand. Then I closed my eyes and listened for the rattle to get close. I threw the blood in the direction of the noise, hoping to splatter it across their glassy spines. Then I opened my eyes, and there they were.
I see.
Once the mystery was gone, they were nothing more than slaughterfish, wading through the air as I stuck them with my blade.
I don't know, they still sound tough even if you can see them. Alright, so what do you think? You want to see what the weather's like out there? And maybe we'll head to Fellglow?
Alright then.
Okay then. Alright, let's see if Elithor is a little more willing to do business. Wow, that's a cool trick. See, I feel like that would require some very strong knees and very strong hips and at least a healthy back. Because it looks like he's pinching the stool between his knees and using that to hold up the rest of his body. So obviously that stool is bolted into the ground, and I haven't been able to move these stools at all, so I think that's probably the case. Skyrim is just full of curiosities. Rodon loves it. Alright, where is our friend Elithor? He likes to station himself in here sometimes. Sometimes he talks to Uthgerd.
This land is ours, and we'll see it wiped clean of the scourge that has sullied our hopes and our dreams.
Oh, there you are.
Need something?
There we go. Now he's chatty. What do you got for sale, friend?
Take a look.
Oh, I also did buy some Forgotten Magic spell tomes from this guy. I believe I got Arcane Weapon and Fire Blast. The Arcane Weapon we're probably not going to make too much use of right now just because of our Fenrir Blade that we found. This guy right here is actually pretty nice. And we seem to be chosen in some way because this was encased in crystal or unmelting ice, and it looked like it had been there for centuries, so we seem fated to be wielding this sword. So the arcane weapon probably will take a back seat for a while, even though that will end up being powerful for us, I think. Okay, I was gonna sell off the Staff of Fury, and that's what I have done. Is there anything else here that I can get rid of? Oh, I should have been wearing the Amulet of Dibella to get some better pricing on some of this stuff, but yeah, I can sell off some of these hybrid potions here too. Ravage Health is almost useless by itself. That only lasts for 2 seconds. So unless you can kill the enemy in that 2 seconds, doesn't really do much for you. Bear with me here. The list isn't too much longer. Yeah, I made a whole bunch of these. That's a good one right there. A whole lot of positive effects on that one. Almost there, almost there. Let's see here. Resist poison. Okay, before we head out, I'm going to set up my favorites because I have a lot of stuff that isn't in favorites right now, and I think it was mostly set up for
Till next time.
Draugr and not mages. Okay, Tikrid, you ready, friend? Let's go check out this weather here. Still coming down, that's for sure. Alright, well, it's been 3 hours now in game.
Ripe fruit and fresh vegetables for sale.
See if there's anything to do just around town here, and then I think we'll just head out. Hopefully it'll clear up on the way a little bit. Greenspring Hollow. Deliver weapon to Arnima. We're not going there yet. That place is way too high level right now. And that's also just a nest of things to do. Black hole. You get sucked in there. Okay, we have a couple things to do here in Greenspring Hollow. Hunt the vampire in Whiterun? Has this already been done? Oh yeah, this looks like it's already been done. Yeah, well, we got other things to do right now. Let's go ahead and head over to. We'll try to make the trip here. With the reshade, things are a little bit more visible in the rain. And unless we run into an assassin or another kind of dangerous random encounter, I think most of what we have to be worried about are just wolves out there. Yeah, it already seems to be letting up, so okay. Cool. So we have a bit of travel here. This leaves us alone to reflect on our thoughts a little bit. Fellglow isn't far. We're going to be taking a lot of lavender and tundra cotton on the way, because those two together make a resist magic potion. And if we need to re-up our supply of resist magic, we can just pop these into our mortar and pestle, and voila. Almost instant resist magic potions. Wow, the area is actually very beautiful when it's not raining all over the place, huh? I like to think Rodon is very much enjoying his time in Skyrim. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's new, that he's experiencing a midlife crisis that is imparting a wanderlust that is very characteristic of Bretons. Anyway, but this one has been latent in him for quite some time. Oh, come here. Oh, he got away. All right. So, yeah, this is all very new to him, and that's exactly what he needed. And, you know, you could do worse for scenery and adventure than Skyrim, that's for sure. I mean, if we're being honest, all of Tamriel is good for that. Wonder where these guys are going. This is like a whole contingent. There's a mercenary ranger, a mercenary pyromancer, mercenary conjurer, and a traveling apothecary. Are they all together? They must be going to do something epic. Okay, no, the pyromancer's taken his own path. Interesting. Had to go check on the kitten. Yeah, how's okay, cannoli, right? Cannoli is the new kitten's name. Okay, I hear that ringing of Nirnroot that just drives me up the wall until I get rid of it. I can make poisons out of those anyway. So why not? This looks like a pilgrim or an apothecary. Yep, a pilgrim. Okay. Already getting closer to Fellglow here. It's off to the east, off of the road. North, which I imagine is the road that we rode in on with the carriage into Whiterun. There is no carriage to Fellglow Keep, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to hoof it. Do a little bit of a nature hike here. A little bit of a calm before the storm, I think. When you only have one life to live, I think it's important to take in the sights and the sounds and the feel of the weather on your skin. And it is one damn beautiful day after the rain left us. There's some standing stones over here that are marking something. But I think we're still a little bit too far south from the looks of the map.
What are your thoughts on all this? I signed on because I couldn't watch the Stormcloaks tearing everything apart and not do something. But most of my
What do you
family
think the folks back
disagrees with
home
my
in
choice.
Dawnstar are doing right now? I'll bet you 10 gold pieces
sick
Carl
of
is waving a
waiting.
flagon.
When are we going to see some action? Oh,
Drinking
belly aching.
of and probably catching up. So we took care of the Vermina there. All right, I'm getting on some. Oh. Coming back. Catching up a little bit. Not maybe so much issue. Back now. Now. Dropped a whole lot of frames. Keep an eye on it. To my surprise, it's not 100 keeping. Oh, really? I thought the hub said that he was staying all night. Staying, I guess. Okay, well, let's keep going here. Getting closer. All right, this looks promising. This road off to the west over here. Looks like we got another adventuring party battling a wolf. Okay, that's one less wolf. Okay, we got a wolf over there, though, that's for sure. Let's be ready for that guy. Oh, and I was going to set up my favorites here, too. Let's go ahead and this Magicka regen stuff is great. We'll go ahead and use that. But I also want to use some of these lingering health potions. And some slow might be good if they start getting a little cagey and start dancing around. Not buffering, maybe just cutting out. Okay, maybe. Progeny the Second is the one in charge and has had inquiries from potential adoptees. Okay. So you're not necessarily looking to keep the kitty if you can find a good home for him? Well, it sounds like he's got a good home already. But if you can find somebody who is more in need, maybe that's best. Ooh, Fortified Destruction, definitely going to need some of that. Not a whole lot of physical danger ahead, so I'm not really going to need the Fortify Heavy Armor. Haven't been using a whole lot of illusions, so not going to worry about that so much. Fortify Magicka could help. Fortify One-Handed could help. Definitely Magicka and Stamina, and Regenerate Health. We'll do some of that too. And all of the resists. So resist shock. Resist magic, resist fire, and resist frost. I thought I had more resist magic potions. Maybe those are hybrid potions with other stuff. Okay, I think we're good with that, though. In any case, probably shouldn't need much for the wolf that I saw at the end of that path up there. Yeah, thanks, Magus. That's good. I'm keeping an eye on my OBS on my other screen here, and... Okay, yep, there's the wolf. And who are you? Okay, that's that, the traveling adventurers over there. Are they detecting something else? Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the stream, and it did look like we had a drop. I actually did get a big frame drop at the same time, too, so it could be a system thing. Cut out momentarily, but I'm glad we're back and we're good now. Must have scared him off. Okay, I'm gonna keep the sword ready just in case, though. More tundra cotton. I've been watching some of Rykon's Permadeath just for inspiration. See if there are some things that he's doing that I can incorporate. I'm not trying to copy him so much, but I mean, how can you copy his voice anyway, right? But he's had a lot of success with his Permadeath series, so I've been watching that for sort of hints and things like... Oh, okay, are we buffering some more? KB is dropping. This is not a system thing. Okay. Alright, we're going back into yellow and orange and stuff here. I might have to cut down how much I'm up. My bitrate going up. But anyway, yeah, Rykon, he seems to have a bad habit of calling tundra cotton Kundra Totten. And it makes me chuckle every single time. Sometimes he catches himself, sometimes he doesn't. Okay, see a fox running around out there. Yeah, when running around in the overworld here, gotta keep your head on a swivel. I'm also running an ultra low latency mode for the chat so that there's more real-time updates of what's going on there, so that there's a little less of a cache to help when the bitrate plummets a little bit. So you may see some more buffering instead of just quality degradation because of that. Watching at 480p mobile, though. Yeah, I am uploading at 1080p 30 with, I think I'm up to 7500 kbps now. Although my uploads are going higher than that somehow. Might have to limit that even further. Okay, these guys, I can't tell if they are... Oh, those are the scavengers. These guys might be tough. If I can avoid them, though, I might be able to use them as a fallback if things get hairy with the mages over here. Oh, he's seen us. What I don't want is for them to engage me in dialogue while I'm already fighting. So let's go ahead and try to take care of this now.
You there, citizen. This area is off limits. You're interfering with Imperial business. Yeah, so you'll have to pay us a fine. Say, 100 gold. Pay up, citizen.
You know, this sounds shady. He doesn't really want to be confrontational about this. 100 gold, we can make that back easily. Look, I'm not looking for a fight here. Just take it and go, alright?
The, Emperor thanks you. Now shove off. Rather, have a nice day.
I really like that chainmail armor, though. The Nordwar replacement on it. It's really cool. Almost has a Witcher 3 vibe to it, yeah? The Witcher's armor, his chainmail that he had going on. Okay, so let's put the sword away. There's a chance that these guys are not hostile immediately. A slim chance. But we're still going to be on our guard, but we don't want to go in with our blades bared. Just in case there's a way we can talk our way out of this. Rodon's a good guy. He doesn't want to... Okay, no. We're detecting hostility immediately, so... we got an Atronach over there. Tikrid's charging in, of course. One thing I need to do is get a non-fire spell. We can do Crackle or we can do Eldritch Blast. I think Eldritch Blast is going to be a little more effective for the direct damage than the damage over time with Crackle for the... Okay, we got a good shot on the Fire Mage up there. Missed the Ice Mage. Okay, Tikrid destroyed the Atronach. That's good. We got anything else? Where did that mage up there on the tower go? Okay, we might be good. Tikrid, how you doing? Ooh, a little worse for wear, but that's okay. Yeah, alright. Okay. So that's where Onel Greenbrook died. Was right out here outside of Fellglow Keep, so I am glad to have some retribution for that, at least. Okay. Where's the dead body at over here? There she is. Hailstone, huh? Direct hits bypassed frost resist. It'd be nice having some frost in our arsenal, and of course a destruction staff, just in case we run out of magicka. Magicka pools haven't been an issue, especially because we've had a ton of magicka potions to rely upon. Elven bow is nice. Okay, so glad to get through that. My palms are a little sweaty, not gonna lie. Alright, here's the Atronach. Where did that other mage go, though? Ooh, Forgotten Magic Lightning Strike. Strikes the target with lightning, causing 78 shock damage to health, and half of that to mana. That sounds great. Right now, we are investing in Conflagrate, which is an apprentice or an adept level. It's an apprentice. No, it is an adept level spell, which is very powerful, 94 fire damage. And I've also perked a little bit into the fire branch of the destruction tree too, so... Oh, she burned to death. I have also upgraded Conflagrate, so it does some burn damage, some damage over time as well. So that was a lifesaver there. Okay, so the front door is locked. I'm afraid now that we can assume that everybody on the inside is going to be just as hostile as those on the outside. So we're going to have our weapons at the ready. No more trying to present a facade of peace. Knees weak, mom's spaghetti. I gotta say, I have no idea what you're talking about, Magus. Which kind of makes it even funnier. Palms sweaty, knees weak. Oh, are you talking about the sweaty palms? Yeah, the knees might be a little weak, but I'm sitting down, so... that's okay. And at this age, you know, knees are going to be weak anyway. Okay, let's have our gremlin do some scouting here. The gremlin's kind of weak sauce. He doesn't seem to engage much in combat.
Huh? What is
Yeah, alright. But he still seems fairly useful for scouting ahead, and it's really dark over here. Let's... Okay, he's engaging the spiders, that's good. There's also a mage upstairs. Hopefully Tikrid is... Yeah, Tikrid's going to take him. Alright, Tikrid. Do your thing. Tank for me here. Kill cam! Yeah, buddy. Yeah, this area seems to present a bit of a tactical disadvantage because we have a mage up here who is more than willing to shower us with dangerous magic from up above. We don't have a good angle on him, and then he sends these spiders down. But thankfully, with our follower and our gremlin, we're not outnumbered at the least. Hey there, the Wind. How's it going? Hope you're having a good Saturday. Okay, we do now have a level up that we can use tactically if needed. Okay, that rune over there looks not great. So last stream I had some issues with these corridors getting a little crowded, and I have looked into some mods that were suggested last week. Like no collision for followers and things like that. I haven't tested them out yet. There does seem to be, and there's also no collision for NPCs, which takes it a little farther. And that seems to be a little... You know what, I don't think I'm going to be able to pick that lock, but I can use my alteration skill to open it. And it seems like I've triggered somebody or something with that. Yep, definitely. Somebody ran into that frost rune out there. Little more, Tikrid. I would like you to look that way if that's at all possible. We detected? No, okay. So either our gremlin or whoever was detecting us ran over that ice rune and took a spill. Hopefully it was whoever was triggering combat with us. Let's get the gremlin to go first. Nope, okay. Still some baddies in there. There we go. Well done, Tikrid. It's not the cage's fault, though. Yeah, like I was saying, I think no collision for NPCs is a little bit much. It's too much. Bound hunting knife. That is interesting. But no collision on followers is more my speed. It seems to be the only issue with that is that if there is an allied dragon, like Durnavir or Odaving, or certain quests in the Dragonborn quest line, they can clip through the ground, and that can be a bit, you know, unimmersive. You just have to make sure to toggle off the non-collision in those particular moments, I think. Which is not ideal, but it is a solution, it is a workaround, so I think I'll be going with that. I just haven't been able to test yet. Okay, so these are vampires, indeed. The red eyes, the pale skin. But you know what? Vampires aren't always unreasonable.
Out of the way, meat.
Out of the way, meat. Alright, so you're engaging in conversation.
Out of the way, meat.
Which means you are at least somewhat reasonable. Listen, how about we make a deal here? We have a shared enemy. These guys have imprisoned you for God knows how long. I don't know what you've been eating in there. I hope you're not too crazed. But how about I let you guys go? You guys can exact your revenge on the nerds that have, you know, imprisoned you here for so long. And maybe when you're done, you don't eat me so much. Sound like a deal? All right, all right. Just in case, I'm gonna be ready. Okay. Have at it.
Look out! Never should have come here.
Let's get the gremlin involved. We'll add some more chaos, and if we can, you know, just stay out of the fray, that would be best for us. Oh, Tikrit's going in there. She likes to prove her armor, her honor. The familiars are tough with Odin, man. Hey, look, we're helping. Yeah, the gremlin's getting it. He heard me talking about his inefficacy in combat, and he was like, oh yeah? Watch this. Okay, looks like they're doing some dark necromantic rituals, but just on the Khajiit's tail. Okay, these people must be stopped. This is an abomination. Oh, vampire got killed by ice, it looks like. That's odd. Vampires are usually very resilient to ice. Another bound hunting knife. True shot. That vampire had true shot on her? It's like the master vampire they already dispatched of and were experimenting on. But, you know, abominations as they might be, necromancers are still good for alchemical ingredients, which we find useful. Got down on the floor to say hi to the cat, and it was an adventure getting back up. Not quite there yet, but... Okay, I hear the uppity tones of a high elf. Let's get the gremlin out there first so that we don't have to deal with the brunt. Get in there, Gremmy. Oh, we got wolves now here too. You can handle the wolf, can't you? I don't want the wolf to flank us. Seems to be running away, though. Ooh, I just came up with a good name for the gremlin. Gremlin Manuel Miranda. Anybody? The wife and I are actually going to see Hamilton for the first time in forever, actually.
Awful to me. There's a lever right there in the center. Hurry before more of them show up.
Speaking of Lin-Manuel, excited for it.
Oh, you've saved me. Thank you so much. Who knows what they'd have done to me if you hadn't come along.
Groenlin.
I'll help you get out of here.
Okay, sounds like a plan, but we're here for the books. Have you seen them?
The books? Oh, I see. I thought perhaps... Well, I thought you'd come for me. But yes, the books. The caller will have them. She was most interested in one of the volumes, although not interested enough to keep me from being locked up.
Seems like these books are in high demand then, huh? Well, alright. You should get yourself to safety.
Don't you need my help?
You know, I don't know if we need your help, but you're definitely welcome to join if, you know, you're looking for some redemption or something. Sure, why not?
I shall do my best.
All right. All right. The first step. Let's see, what do we have over here? I believe this one is locked, but Rodon doesn't know that. We're looking for somebody named the Caller, who is interested in these books that we need, because they might have some information on that strange glowing orb that we found in the bottom of Sarthal. So far, I'm really enjoying the Battlemage class. This, the way that I've done it in a custom way here is a little more restrictive than what classic classes and birth signs has done.
I've got to get out of here.
But for the next character, if and when we happen to die, I will be using that mod to help direct my leveling and gameplay. Man, Tikrid, you are a badass. You were telling me that you were good at fighting, but, you know, you're really starting to demonstrate it. They have some high-quality daggers on them that I think that we can sell back in Whiterun, or even back in Dawnstar if we make it back there this episode. Which I would like to. What the hell are they doing over here? Looks like they're practicing their magic on those vampires. Vampires may indeed be a menace. But you know, they're people too, right? I don't think that Rodon would be quick or too hasty to judge other people, even if they are vampires, so... Until he is proven wrong, he has not had a bad experience with a vampire yet. We did have an orc gentleman by the name of Durak.
Undercroft is ahead. Necromancers, be careful.
Who said that there was a growing vampire menace, but we haven't seen them as a menace so far. And I know there are certain people in the chat right now that will be glad to hear me convey that sentiment. Have some fire. Alright, Orthorin helping us out here, doing well.
What was that? I hope there aren't any more.
Are we good? Looty doot 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 doot. Oh, lucky I've not seen it live. Yeah. I guess it's been playing here for quite a while, but they're doing another round of shows, and oh geez, I don't remember when my wife scheduled it for, but it was might even be like Thursday night, I think, is what she bought the tickets for. So yeah. The seats aren't great. I think we got balcony seats or something like that, but we kind of just want to see what all the hubbub's about. And even those balcony seats aren't cheap, you know? Any kind of live stage production is always very expensive. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Steel war pick, we don't need that. What are they studying here? Oh, necromancy, of course. I don't think Rodon is going to go the necromancy route, although he is a talented conjurer. I don't think he has any interest in raising the dead. We are going to need to find a replacement for this gremlin, I think. He's just so noisy. Conjure Battlemage. We are a Battlemage. Of a lower ranking Battlemage for 216 seconds. Activate to purchase permanent upgrades. Ooh. That sounds awesome. What show? Hamilton. Gonna go see Hamilton. All right, into the proper keep here. Delving deeper into the dank dungeon of the damned. The closest we have that puts on live Broadway productions is in Denver, which means pricey tickets plus hotel room for the night. Oh, you're far enough away from Denver to warrant a hotel stay, huh? Yeah, that's not very convenient, is it? Yeah, it's probably a 30 to 40 minute drive for us, so we can just, you know, go back at the end of the night. Special occasions only with lots of dollar signs. Oh, okay. Yep. All right. Ah, okay. Familiar is tough. Just trying to get the gremlin going.
Did you hear something?
Don't know why Tikrit didn't engage with that mage there. Probably not the best thing to loot your bodies in the middle, loot bodies in the middle of the fight there. Look behind you.
Is someone there?
There you go. Oh, and they're necromancers. Jeez. Anybody else? Still enemies nearby. Yep, there they are. Ran right by Tikrid. Don't care. Don't GAF. Anybody else? The Doors of Oblivion. Conjuration increased. Okay, that's definitely good. Take that. Ooh, Hermaeus Mora. No, thank you, Foul Daedra. I am a Mara man. Love wins. Old Shrine of Talos there.
Is someone there?
Ouch. Okay. Is that an unbound Atronach? That looked painful. You okay over there, Tikrid? And I still have my widgets up. Ooh, I just took a human heart. We're not that kind of alchemist yet. Leave that on the ground. Definitely gonna need to wash my hands at this point. Minor Destruction. I don't know if I have the Destruction enchantment yet, but it could definitely be useful. Fire salts, definitely. Okay, we'll have the Gremlin scout ahead. Okay, no Okado's popping off yet. You're never going to be Emperor now. That's one less thing to worry about. You're never going to be Emperor now. Hamilton and Skyrim. Yeah. And that was directed by Gremlin Manuel Miranda. Right? In fact, I got Jackson's renamer. I wonder if it's permanent. Let's try. What is my... I don't remember what my hotkeys are. I think it's like the insert button, maybe? You know I have to. Okay, it's the backslash. Okay, now, what if I read... Resummon. No, it's not permanent. Oh well. It was a nice thought. Lots of nooks and crannies over here.
Why did I ever come here? Is someone there?
Time to end this game. Curse.
Wow, so that unbound Atronach came all the way from over here, because that guy is usually stationed right here. He came all the way down the hall to meet us in that one little summoning room. Saw another door over here too. This one locked as well. Yeah. Okay, so this goes back down to the dungeons. That was the one that we went up the stairs to find locked. And this one is the front door, I believe. Conjure Lord of Bindings. Lots of conjuration scrolls here, which I am into. Summons a Lord of Binding for 294 seconds. It does not fight, but rapidly summons churls in combat. Ooh, that might actually be very useful. In fact, I am going to favorite that right now, because I feel like this collar fella might be quite formidable. Going to very carefully open up this door.
Someone there?
Get him, Lynn. Yeah, hack and slash. Okay. Resist fire potion recipe. Okay. Might come in handy. Restoration we're not going to use, but might go ahead and learn the enchantment anyway. Why can't I pick up that prior heart? Oh, it stinks in here. Somebody, I'll light the candle. There we go. Burn off some of the stench in here, huh? Ooh, what's in the bowl? Jazzbay grapes? Sure, why not? Okay, and I think there was a knapsack in here too. Get this camera back up and running here. Hopefully. Are we back? Let me know if you can hear me, you can see me. If we're back, that would be great. Looks like we just had some encoding issues here. I'm trying to get my camera back up and running. See if I can get my virtual camera back. There we go. Back in Seinfeld's apartment there. All right. Are we back in business? Excellent, excellent. Hello, Trailian. Now, Skyrim also crashed. I think Something boogered out with the graphics card. I think what I'm going to do is see if I can figure out how to use the CPU for encoding instead of the NVENC encoder. That way it doesn't overstress the GPU with everything that I'm doing. I hope that I didn't lose too much progress here. At the very most, I'm going to have to redo that summoning room. But we'll see how that goes. Excellent, excellent. Welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, it was the auto one at the Fellglow. Okay, so we're going to have to redo some combat. I gotta be better about doing more quick saving, I think, just in case we have crashes like this. Have the gremlin ready to do some scouting.
There's someone there.
Fight. Secret. Hit the familiar, please. I restart the game and then all of a sudden Secret becomes completely ineffective. She was being a badass for us before. Alright, let's just get in there. Take matters into our own hands. Oh, she was more concerned with the mage, which is fair, I think. Oh, that was a damn good shot. Did you guys see that? Nice shooting, Tex. Rodon. Getting good with those flames, huh? Anything else over there, T-Crid? Okay. The coast is clear, she says. Let's go ahead and do our looty-doot-doot. Now, we didn't trigger the Unbound Flame Atronach this time around, so we're gonna have to deal with that in the other room. His cart will take, not sure, I'm pretty sure we have the destruction enchantment already, but we can sell that off. Farengar might be able to use it for some of his own forays into enchantment. Oh, that gremlin was being desummoned. Scared the crap out of me. Okay. Here we go, here we go. Mic still sounds good and everything. Because if the GPU went out, so would the NVIDIA broadcast noise canceling, I think. But if everything's still okay... Atronach versus Atronach versus Gremlinwell Miranda over here. So the gremlin doesn't seem to be interested in doing anything but the moonwalk in a doorway. Can I jump over him? Thread the needle. There we go. And we lost our damn... We got Mirror Entity, which is nice, but we lost our Lord of Bindings, which was a freaking badass scroll. Ain't that always the way? You crash, you come back, you re-loot, and you get something that's not as good. Mike sounds fine. Good, good.
Oh, you saved me. Thank you so much. Who knows what they'd have done to me? Never should have come here.
Using ice magic. We can pop a resist frost potion if we need to.
I'll kill you.
That looks like Orthorn's familiar, maybe? Still fighting. They went all the way back into the John there, it looks like. Ouch. Okay. Keep your distance on that one. Still got our resist fire potion. That's good. And I think that there's one more mage back there to loot, so let's go ahead and get that. And you know we gotta light the candle because it like freaking stinks back here. Can't do a dungeon dive with that stench, am I right? Okay, and there's a potion down here. Minor Magicka, that's welcome for sure. And where was that Atronach?
Be careful.
Because I want the fire salts. I don't see the corpse of the Atronach anywhere. Also a bummer. Yeah, whenever you reload, things are never as good as they were. Unfortunately. Okay, we have an enchanting table, which we might be able to make use of right now. Those quicksilver ingots are quite valuable. We'll take those and sell those off later. The Apprentice Robes of Illusion, huh? Do I want to sell those for the money? Once the vendor takes their cut, it's not going to be anywhere near that 500 gold, so go ahead and sell that off and take the enchanting experience. Ooh, that looks shiny. The Daedra Heart is a little less gross to us than the human heart. We're definitely going to be experimenting with that. That's a valuable alchemical ingredient there. The human hearts, no. As a Mara man, we're kind of a good guy. That's blocked. So we don't want to be experimenting with human remains as any more than absolutely necessary, I would say.
The library is just through here. We're getting close now.
The library, eh? Okay, this looks like an ambush waiting to happen. Let's have the gremlin scout for us.
Did you hear something?
Let the meat shields go ahead. Tikrit's always willing to prove her potency in battle. See if we can flank over here. Ah, yes, we can indeed. Oh, sorry, Tikrit, I am so sorry. That was just bad timing. I thought I was doing tactically the right thing, and I just blasted you. You seem okay, though. She's a tough cookie. Induced charge. Wow, okay, that looks cool. We'll look at that later. We'll have to go through all these spell tomes that we're picking up and see which are going to be useful and which are not. Kind of trying to keep the spell list clean. Only have the stuff that we're going to use, that we plan on using, and then we can sell off the rest. I feel like there's got to be a skill book around here somewhere, right? Sparks, yeah, we could use that. Anybody see anything glowing red over here? If any of you guys see any important looking books that might have some hidden arcane knowledge, do let me know. The lavender we will take. That is a resist magic potion right there. Along with some tundra cotton. Or kundra totten, as Rykon would say. Okay, well, I guess we'll move on. This looks like another ambush. We'll have the gremlin scout the room over here.
Is someone there?
Nothing in that room, I guess. What do you see, Orthorn? Oh, there he is. I see the mage. Shooting flames at us. Tikrit, get in there. The closer you get, the faster, the less effective those flames are going to be. Oh, the flame atronach's almost dead already. Well done, Tikrit. Tikrit, the Atronach Bane. Be an awesome title for her. Look at her standing there in the flames. Like a badass. You are quite impressive. You know that, Tikrit? I am glad you're on my side, friend. Ooh, Fellglow keep key. That is not easy for me to say. But that should come very much in handy. Those baked potatoes look good, but I am not eating anything that comes from a necromancer lair. No, thank you. Did I loot the Atronach? I do not think I did. Was that a swamp fungal pod? Yes, indeed. And a bunch of good stuff in there, too. Alright, you guys. Make way. There's a boss coming through. Ah, the key did work on that. Nice. Alright, I don't think that my alteration is at the level yet where I can blast this thing open with a spell. Nah, that thing's locked forever. Or at least until I level up to alteration level 50. Actually, maybe the destruction spell will work. Still not. Bound halberd, that's kind of cool. I'm hearing a sound effect add-on. Am I hearing a sound effect add-on, or are there actual battles going on? Just answered my own question since it got quiet again. Oh, okay. Or maybe there's just, you know, a medieval / Skyrim fantasy battle going on outside your door or outside your house. It's the aspiring violinist. Ooh, I'm taking... I don't want that sweet roll. I do like a sweet roll, but I don't like necromancer sweet rolls. No, thank you. Okay. Moving on. Okay. Usually... the ringleaders... Oh, we just got another hitch there. I was afraid we were going to crash again, but we're good. Usually the ringleader of these rogue mages, they like to station themselves atop the tower, and that's where this is, so... I feel like we're about to meet with this collar person. Would like to see if we can reason with them first and foremost, but let's just make sure... we have things ready to go, just in case things hit the fan. Control an illusion of target humanoid. Yeah, we don't want to take controls away from ourselves here. So mirror entity, what that does is it casts an illusion of the target humanoid, and it doesn't really give us that much time to do it either. And what you do is you control that illusion. You don't get to attack manually, but you can move them around the battlefield a little bit. And they'll automatically attack targets in range. But we're still vulnerable and we're not able to move the player characters, so that's not great. This Battlemage, though, 216 seconds, and with excuse me, I'm trying to adjust my pop filter here. With a potion of Fortify Conjuration, that thing's gonna last longer, and it might be powerful enough to help us out. I look very yellow right now. I might have to adjust the lighting during the next break on my, probably just the exposure on my camera. But I'll look at that. Okay. You guys all ready? This is the caller. Orthorn, you know anything about this caller person? You're not going to be any help, are you? Tikrid, I doubt you know anything more than I do at this point. So let's see, we do have Fortify Conjuration, Fortify Destruction. We'll pop all of this. Resist magic, resist fire, frost, and shock. All the resists. Regenerate health. We're going to do it all. Okay. We might be able to talk our way out of this too, so let's give that a shot.
So you're the one who barged into my home and laid waste to my projects. How nice to meet you.
Okay, and you must be the caller, I'm guessing?
Names no longer matter. You may refer to me as the caller. Now,
okay.
Do you have a reason for making such a mess?
Yeah, I am just here for the books from the college. We could have avoided all this if, you know, you were willing to talk to me like rational people, but instead you had to attack.
So you're just one of Arin's lackeys. That's disappointing. You show real promise. You come here, kill my assistants, disrupt my work. You've annoyed me, so I don't think I'll be giving you anything.
Listen, they attacked me. May I please have the books?
Oh, now we're all please and thank you, are I'm afraid we're well.
I would have been pleased and thank you from the beginning.
I'll allow you the opportunity to turn around, walk out that door, and never come back. I suggest you move quickly.
Listen, I wouldn't have come all this way if it weren't really important. Maybe we can come to an arrangement?
An arrangement? After you've destroyed so much? Fine. Leave me the elf. You may go with your books.
Wait,
He
what?
gets the books, I get you. It's very simple.
But why?
This little adventure of yours has cost me a number of test subjects. I need more, and you'll do nicely.
You wouldn't do that, would you? You wouldn't leave me here with her.
I'm waiting.
We can't do that to Orthorn. I mean, he deserves it for sure. Yep, we're preparing for battle here. Didn't I, where's that Battlemage?
Why did I ever come here?
All right. You asked for it, you evil wench.
Is someone there? There aren't any more.
Okay, well, that went way better than it could have. We still got blasted by the Atronach there. I tried to dodge out of the way, but didn't do enough. Didn't get enough distance, but you know, with the potion of resist flames that we or resist fire that we came across, wasn't a big deal. Ooh, look at our Battlemage. Oh, that guy is badass. Hey, what's up, buddy? How do I purchase upgrades? 250,000 gold? Good God. What kind of upgrades? This is way too rich for my blood. This must be a master level spell. This is a high level spell. Really, that could have been very ugly. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. It's all about the preparation there. Knowing what potions to bring. We'll have to read through these in a minute here. These seem fairly short. I think Rodon would be curious about them, but we're not going to do that in the middle of you know, a rogue mage tower here that has necromancers and vampires.
Everything worked out nicely, didn't it?
Yeah, no thanks for you. No thanks to you, but I did get what I came for, so that's good. We got the books.
Yes, you certainly do. You'll be
And you're
going
still
back to
alive.
the
You're
college
welcome.
then. I think perhaps I'll wait a bit before venturing there myself. Let this whole thing blow over, you know. Give certain parties a chance to forget what I may have done. Still, you've got me out of that cage, and I won't forget it. Thank you again. And good luck to you.
Yeah, alright. See you at the college, I guess. Don't be such a twerp. Alright. By the way, the beverage of choice today is watermelon flavored Monster. Sugar-free. 0 carb. Very tasty. Would recommend. Taking it slow though. I don't want to get too sweaty on the hands, you know, too much caffeine. Ooh, elegies. Sonic vibrations deal magic damage equal to 4% of the target's current health. Interesting, very interesting. Dwarven short spear. Not worth enough. Staff of Draining absorbs 3 points of health and magicka per second from the target. This is added by Triumvirate. This is the Draining Touch effect from the Shadow Mage archetype there. Speaking of Shadow Mages, I am about, I want to say like 80%, maybe more, done with my Shadow Mage guide that I've been working very hard on. Ooh, a Bound Rapier. That sounds right up Rodon's alley. Yeah, I've been working very hard on it. I'm proud of it. I hope it does well. Hope it's useful. That should probably be releasing, I hope, in the next week or so. Man, that is one badass looking Battlemage. I'm wondering if this is an Apocalypse spell or an Arcanum spell. He's got some heavy shadows on his eyes there. Oh no, he does have eyes. That's good, that's good. Time to start a skooma business or something to make money for sure. You are such a badass, my friend. I wonder where this armor comes from, because I want that armor. That looks awesome. I think it's Apocalypse because it's also in my game, and I've never used it. Very cool. Okay. Awesome. Good to know where that comes from, at least. I guess, you know what? I can actually hit the console. Apocalypse indeed. I'm kind of more impressed with the armor, to be honest. I kind of want the armor more than I want the spell. If that makes sense. Okay, we'll just go right out through the front door. There's no reason to go back through the dungeon there. Okay. Dungeon number 1 complete. Oh, it's a beautiful day. It started off with all that rain, but now the skies are clear. The sun is beaming down, and Rodon feels pretty good getting out of that fort for sure. And out into the brightness, although his pupils are probably the size of pinholes right now. That's all right. Hopefully there's not too much more to deal with on the way back to Whiterun. No rain equals no pants. You're always looking for an excuse not to wear pants, and I feel like you always have an excuse not to wear pants. Magus.
Don't worry about me in a fight. My
So
skill
predictable.
May be a little unconventional, but it generates a lot of power.
I have seen that. As I said, I'm glad you're on my side there, Tikrid. Always, indeed. Yeah, the flowers we don't need so much, but the tundra cotton for sure. Going to be grabbing that on the way back if I see it. Some beautiful vistas. And a goat. A fucking goat. Love the fog rolling in off the mountains. Man. High Rock has some juice as far as the scenery goes, but this being new to us, fresh off the boat, it's actually quite breathtaking for Rodon, I would say. Feeling pretty good right now, you know? Just took care of a whole fort full of rogue mages. Becoming closer with Tikrid here, who has become an unwavering companion for us. What is going on over there? Who are those folks? Is that an actual detachment of Legion soldiers, or are those the fakers that we came across earlier? Hard to say. I'm thinking that those are probably legit ones, though. Oh no, they are escorting a prisoner. Okay. So we can piggyback off of this escort right now. We'll be a little bit more safe from wolves or random encounters. But from here on out, I think that these roads so close to Whiterun are patrolled. There was that adventuring party over there that took care of the wolves for us up toward the north, so we should be good. Let's jog up to Whiterun. Gonna sell off some loot, and we'll think about what we're gonna do next here. We do have to head back to Whiterun. We're gonna read these books, see if there's any clues to be seen. Oh, it looks like a separate there. There's a mercenary hitch in here. Here, just in case. Okay, I think I'm just loading in all the stuff from the city. Once we get loaded in, we should be okay. Yeah, the reshade looks great, but I am getting a performance hit from all this. Although just loading things in from disks shouldn't be that much of an issue. I don't know. There might have been some buffering there. I was seeing some... Actually, I'm seeing 0 dropped frames right now, Magus. That was just hitching from the system itself. It was definitely buffering. Interesting. All right. Wow, going right into the sun there. Getting into the late afternoon. We spent quite the chunk of the day in that dungeon. Good to get some fresh air. Yeah, I'm gonna fiddle with seeing if I can get a couple of my CPU cores dedicated to encoding so I can free up some more GPU overhead. Since the restart of the game, did I get Riva Tuner back? No, I have not. Because I am getting some performance hits here. The only change that I've had was the reshade, which I was telling Magus about, which does make the game look gorgeous. Even better than it did before. But it comes with a performance hit for sure. So I may have to get rid of that. But we'll see. If I can take the encoding duties off of the GPU, I have a ton of overhead on the CPU. Okay, let's see. Let's try to sell off some of our loot. Looks like Adrian is not around, so we'll start down here.
Got something for just about everybody in here.
Disenchanted pretty much everything. Oh, Patsy.
It's you. I was just asking around if anyone knew where I might find you.
You're looking for me? What are you talking about?
My master and I recently arrived here in Skyrim from Citadel. It's been a long journey, but he sent me to see if I could find you. I thought I'd check the tavern and inn here in Whiterun first, and then set out for the other towns tomorrow. But fortunately, the gods favour me today, as you seem to have found me instead. He's heard of your escape from that awful dragon attack and urgently needs to speak with you. I know nothing more than that. He's at the inn in Fellglow. Would you please meet him at your earliest convenience? He only wishes to talk to you. Here, he gave me this note to give you, and a small token of his appreciation. Now then, I bid you good day as I have another errand to run.
Survived a dragon attack? I am almost 100% sure that you got the wrong guy. Okay, that was a weird encounter, but he gave us 250 gold for nothing. Alright. Let's see. Sure, what do you got for sale?
An archer, eh? I've got just what you need.
The bow we're not going to use. The shield we're not going to use. The light elven armor we're not going to use. Elegies. Yeah, we're going to disenchant that. I'm pretty sure we don't have that.
Thank you very much for your business.
Alright, so here's the plan. I'm going to sell off everything that I can right now. We're going to take a little bit of a break at the Bannered Mare. I'm good to go. I don't need a break IRL. So I'll keep streaming, but Rodan here is going to take a break. We're going to do a level up. We're going to figure out which perks will help us the most. Going to figure out where we need our training the most, and we'll take care of that. Probably back up at the college, honestly. I don't want to invest too heavily into heavy armor, just because I don't think that's going to be a key skill that we're going to be using. We're just going to be wearing heavy armor for protection, so the 2 mastery perks in that will be plenty for me. From now on, I think I want to focus on magic as much as possible, and then one-handed skill as needed. Go ahead and disenchant that dagger. Ooh, Ooh, and some magicka regeneration too. That's good. Very good. We're gonna see if we can find Farengar. And I also want to see if he has a better summon than this gremlin that we're using.
Good to see you.
The gremlin is a novice level spell.
Spells and incantations for those with the talent to
So he
cast.
tends to be a little less effective, but he's very cheap to cast. And now that we have a higher level of conjuration, I think we're hitting at least like 33 or something like that. I think we can get an apprentice level summon. And we can make that work. Let's see what he's got. Bound dagger. Hunting knife. Bound sword. Anything else? Anything else? A lot of destruction, restoration, and illusion. Very few conjuration. I keep forgetting to equip my Amulet of Dibella for better prices. Oh, so many spells. Bound Battle Axe. Conjure Flame Atronach. That might be worth it. Although the Flame Atronachs tend to keep their distance a little more. I want something that'll be going in. But still, for 286 gold, that's a small price to pay. Reanimate Corpse, definitely not going the Necromancy route. Soul Trap, maybe at some point. We are an enchanter, and we will make use of that at some point, but right now, I don't think we need it. I would like to do Soul Cloak at some point anyway. Altar's Reap, instantly kills an allied reanimated unit or banishes an allied summoned unit. But you regain 10 magicka per second, and your conjuration spells cast 25% less for 16 seconds. That's interesting. I'm going to take that. Just because before I enter combat, I can just cast a cheap conjured minion like a familiar or something, and then banish them for a buff. That's from Arcanum. That's a very interesting spell. Conjure Death's Shadows. Death's Shadow. Summons a Death's Shadow for 96 seconds at the caster's location. It gains power and new abilities for each 10% of your missing health. While the shadow is summoned, you cannot heal past the amount of health you had when you cast this spell. This is kind of counterproductive, I think, because in order for this spell to become more effective, you need to have missing health, and that goes directly against my needs for a summon anyway. Conjure Sorrowgeist. Summons a Soldier of Sorrow for 96 seconds wherever the caster is pointing. When it dies, it revives and becomes frenzied. That sounds cool, but also very dangerous. Betrayal of Flesh curses a living target with necrotic energy. No, thank you. Bound Ceremonial Dagger creates a magic ceremonial dagger for 64 seconds. It deals 20 bonus damage to enemies below 20% health. Killing an enemy with a dagger has a 20% chance to summon a Dremora based on your level. That sounds really interesting as well. That would get us more involved with the one-handed skill and trying to score a killing blow with this ceremonial dagger. Very cool. Let's see what else we have. Daedric Resonance. For 24 seconds, the target loses 11 magic resist and takes 5 magic damage whenever they are struck. If their attacker is a Daedra, the damage is tripled and Daedric Resonance's duration is reset. If they die during this duration, it fills a soul gem. This would be more useful for a straight up conjurer, I think. And we're more of a battle mage. We like to use destruction magic and one-handed instead of relying. Yeah, we dropped briefly. It looks like we might be back though. How are we looking now? Let me know if we're good now. I'm back to green bars. We're back now? Okay. Sorry about all the technical difficulties. All this stuff is completely out of my control, unfortunately. So yeah, we've been able to recover each time, so that's the most important thing, right? Okay, I like the Staff of Draining the best. Oh, and we got Riva Tuner back. Look at that. That's odd. That will be helpful, though. Staff of Draining is the staff that I'm going to keep on hand because it absorbs health and magicka, and those are usually the things that I'm going to need most if I'm out of magicka. So holding on to that. We should be able to get most of our money back for the stuff that we bought. Mirror Entity will be great if we have a vantage point on our enemies. Talons of Nirn. Whenever an enemy in the area is staggered, a spike of rock erupts from the ground, tossing the target and dealing 150 stamina damage. Lasts 72 seconds. At the moment, we don't have a whole lot that staggers, although once we take the impact perk, this will become much more useful. So we'll keep an eye on that. Scroll of Ice Spike. We don't have this spell yet, but we have stuff that is even better, I think. Just in case the need calls for ice, I'll keep that on hand. Scroll of Word. The Hand of Fate chooses a random nearby target. It takes 20% of its current health for each nearby target as temporary damage that wears off after 36 seconds. Thanks for the heads up, guys. Yeah, sorry again for the technical difficulties. Oh, let's see. All right. So temporary damage only for 36 seconds, but that probably scales with the level of destruction, maybe, I'm thinking. 36 seconds is actually quite a long time in battle, so that should be useful. And a bunch of stuff here that I'm not going to use. Let's see. Altar's Reap. Yes. Bound Halberd. We're not going two-handed, although that sounds like an awesome spell. Bound Hunting Knife. Ew. Fury we already have. These destruction spells I'm keeping. Reanimate Lesser Corpse. No thank you. Sparks, yes. I almost said Sporks. Conjure Sporks. For a very utilitarian eating utensil. Doors of Oblivion we don't need. Although that would have been fun to read. I already sold it off and I don't want to lose the money for that now. We don't have any kind of soul absorption yet, so I'm going to sell off the empty soul gems, even though those will be useful later. Okay, I think that's it for me and Farengar.
You take care of yourself now.
You do the same, Farengar. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and learn all of these dudes. I'm gonna trade out the gremlin for the clan fear. Which would be the main thing I'm doing here. There he is. Reset the hotkey on that to 5. Get rid of the gremlin. Farewell, Lynn, aka Gremlin Manuel Miranda. It was nice knowing you. It was not nice hearing you. Okay, just need to hit the general traders here now, and we will take our level up. We'll read our books, and then we'll head back to the College of Winterhold. See what the next steps are.
Terrible and powerful Talos.
We, your unworthy servants, give praise, for only through your grace and benevolence.
Gonna hit up Elithor first in the Bannered Mare because he has some forgotten magic tomes that might be useful for us. Then we'll hit up Belithor, very similar name, at his shop. Sell off the rest of our stuff.
Come on in. Just
oh, and we do have all those ingots too. So on the way out, we will we'll sell those to Adrian, I think. Hello, Elithor. You gonna talk to me?
Take a look.
Staff of Draining we're keeping. Oh, we can sell that here. And the basket. Primordial Dragon Scale Fragments. Oh, this is from the Leviathan War Axe mod. As with this and this. I haven't done that yet. It's part of the Novice Guide, and since it is a one-handed weapon, that's something that we can do with Rodan as a battle mage. And I haven't done that in any of my playthroughs yet. So that might be a good one to do with this character. Excellent, excellent.
All right then.
All right, let's take a seat here and reflect on what we've done.
Sadia, wake up there.
Oh, geez, don't bother that poor lady. That poor girl. Running all over the inn.
You want a drink?
I'm actually good, thank you, though.
All right, then.
Okay, so let's do our level up. We'll read those books, and we'll head to Winterhold. If it's too late to travel, then we'll just shack up here. But if it's early enough that we can get back at a decent time, we'll sleep at the college. All right, level 13, I believe, is a Magicka level, and we're very close to our next level already, too. Conjuration, what do we have in Conjuration here? Conjuration Mastery, we're good. Mystic Binding, if we start doing more bound weapons, that will be great. Conjuration Dual Casting will be good, because it will last longer. Plane Meld, we can summon things farther away. We've been casting a lot of Conflagrate, and I haven't had any issues with the damage output lately, so I think we're good there. If at some point I want to take on dual casting, that will also be a consideration. Illusion we haven't used much, and I don't think we're going to be using a whole lot until we get like a fear spell or something like that, just in the case of we become immersed in something that's a little too big for our britches. But I think if we have a follower and a conjured minion, that illusion becomes a little less important. Alchemy is also important. We did heavily leverage all those buff potions in the fight against the collar there, so that those are going to be more useful too. But I think with the Clan Fear now, we're going to be making a lot of use of him, and I want to keep him around for a while. So I'm going to do dual wield or dual casting Conjuration. And we're very close to another level, so actually let's take a look at that. Conjuration is at 33, Destruction is at 37. Alteration is at 32, but I haven't been using Alteration. This has all been just very passive with the Oak Flesh. Heavy Armor, I'm not going to invest any more training or perks into, I don't think. And then One-Handed is kind of just a backup thing. Right now for One-Handed, we are going to make use of that. It's a good way to deliver poisons, but that's kind of what I'm using it for. The poisons, I think, are going to be more useful than anything else that I take in these perks. So let's see. I could take One-Handed Training, Conjuration Training, and Destruction Training. I think the Destruction Training is going to be the most useful. That seems to be what we're relying on more than anything else. So let's go hit up Feralda. when we're at Winterhold, and that's where we're going to be taking our training. Okay. So let's take a look at these books here. Fragment on Artaeum. How many pages we got here? Not many. Okay. The Isle of Artaeum, is the third largest island in the Somerset archipelago, located south of Moradunon village in Potenza and west of the mainland village of Runsabay. It's best known for being home to the Sigic Order, perhaps the oldest monastic group in Tamriel. Okay. Learning more about the Sigics, that's good. The earliest written record of Sigics is from the 20th year of the First Era and tells the tale of the renowned Breton sage and author Voernay, traveling to the Isle of Artaeum to meet with Jacesis, the Right Master of the Sigics. Even then, the Sigics were the counselors of kings and proponents of the Elder Way taught to them by the original race that inhabited Tamriel. The Elder Way is a philosophy of meditation and study said to bind the forces of nature to the individual will. It differs from Magicka in origin, but the effects are much the same. Interesting. That said, so they're almost more like monks than they are mages. It sounds like. Excuse me. That said, it's perhaps more than a coincidence that the Isle of Artaeum originally vanished from the shores of Somerset at the beginning of the Second Era, at about the same time the founding of the Mages Guild in Tamriel. Various historians and scholars have published, have published theories about this, but perhaps none other than, I think that's an I, because that matches the I from Isle of Artaeum, and it's not a J. Iachesis and his own could shed light on the matter. You know, I would like to, maybe explore the Sigics a little more in a future Elder Scrolls game. I think that would be kind of cool at some point. Or an expansion, or a mod maybe, a quest mod. 500 years passed and Artaeum returned. The Sigics on the Isle consisted of persons, mostly elves, who had disappeared and were presumed dead in the Second Era. They could not or would not offer any explanation for Artaeum's whereabouts during that time, or the fate of Iachesis and the original Council of Artaeum. Currently, the Sigics are led by the lore master Solaris, who has presided over the Council of Artaeum for the last 250 years. The Council's influence in Tamrielic politics is tidal. The kings of Somerset, particularly those of Moradunon, have often sought the Sigics' opinion. Emperor Uriel V was much influenced by the council in the early, most glorious parts of his reign before his disastrous attack on Akavir. It has even been suggested that the fleet of King Orgum of the Ryadonia was destroyed by the joint effort of Emperor... these are some rough names. Antiochus and the Sigic Order. The last four emperors, Uriel VI, Morahatha, Pelagius IV, and Uriel VII, have been suspicious of the Sigics enough to refuse ambassadors from the Isle of Artaeum with the imperial city. I think that's a bad move. These Sigics are powerful, and just to have a line of communication open with them will help intelligence on them at the very least. Keep tabs on them a little bit. The Isle of Artaeum is difficult to chart geographically. It is said that it shifts continuously either at random or by decree of the council. Visitors to the island are so rare as to be almost unheard of. Anyone desirous of a meeting with a Sigic may find contacts in Potenza and Runsabay, as well as many of the kingdoms of Somerset. Were it more accessible, Artaeum would be a favorite destination for travelers. I have been to the Isle once and still dream of its idyllic orchards and clear pastures. Its still and silent lagoons, its misty woodlands, and the unique Sigic architecture that seems to be as natural as its surroundings, as well as wondrous in its own right. The the Sapporo Tower in particular I would study, for it is a relic from a civilization that predates the High Elves by several hundred years and is still used in certain rites by the Sijiks. Perhaps one day I might return. Note, the author is currently on the Isle of Artaeum by gracious consent of the Master Sargenius of the Council of Artaeum. Well, that sounds like an amazing place. Man, if only we could visit there someday, that would be so cool. Night of Tears. The Night of Tears from Draenor Seleth. This one's short. Sarthal holds a prominent place in Skyrim history, even if most do not remember it by name. It is, of course, the site of one of the first major Nord settlements, one of the first cities of men in Skyrim, and the earliest known capital of their civilization. Ooh, that adds a little more historical impact to that place that we just dove into and fought the denizens of. That's pretty cool. It was also the site of terrible bloodshed when the elves attempted to drive the Nords out of Skyrim, to succeed only in incurring their wrath in the form of Isgramor and his fabled 500 companions, who swept the elves from Skyrim and firmly established it as the home of the Nords. Okay, so now this increases Rodon's interest in the companions a little bit more, because they are sort of like an evolved offshoot of that original 500 companions. All this is known, but little less. What happened on that Night of Tears when Sarthal was razed to the ground? What provoked the elves to such a deliberate, vicious attack, and what prompted such a severe response from the Nords? Vingalmo's treatise, Vingalmo, is that not one of the names of the vampires in Castle Volkihar? Rodon doesn't know that yet, but that's an interesting connection there. Vingalmo's treatise on the Altmer antecedent suggests that the elves of the Merethic era, along with their counterparts, the early Dwemer, possessed a degree of sophistication unparalleled in Tamriel. They displayed power beyond what could be expected of the time. While a distinct explanation is not given for this, I believe that this work, compared with the early writings of Hesef Chirirnus, suggests that something greater was at work on that night in Sarthal. The true motives behind the Night of Tears have been obscured to us by the passage of time, but I believe that this was not a simple war of territory or of control of Skyrim. I believe that what happened was a significant event based around something very particular. The Nords found something when they built their city, buried deep in the ground. They attempted to keep it buried, but the elves learned of it and coveted it for themselves. Thus, they assaulted Sarthal. Their goal was not to drive the Nords out, but secure its power for themselves. I believe Isgramor knew something of what the elves would find under Sarthal and rallied together his people to keep the elves from gaining it. When the Nords once again controlled Skyrim, this power was buried deep below the earth and sealed away. Time has kept this knowledge from us, but it is my hope that time will also reveal the truth of these words. Every effort shall be made to relocate Sarthal and find that which has been lost to us. Okay. So that makes things a little more urgent, I think.
Dead. Oh my goodness.
You were there, Sadia. You helped kill her. Okay. So yeah, that does add some urgency to the stuff that's happening at the college. We do still need to get back to Dawnstar and get Captain Wayfinder his salts and Rosleif back his book. So I'm thinking what we'll do is, let's see, we'll stay the night here, and then in the morning we'll head out to Dawnstar and complete these quests for the people there. And then we'll hitch the carriage back to Winterhold and see what Savos wants to do about this new knowledge here. Okay, let's go ahead and wait a couple hours so that it's late enough to actually go to sleep and wake up at a non-ungodly hour. Oh, we are a little bit hungry now, though, aren't we? Let's go ahead and have some celebratory wine for a job well done. Eat the meat pie. Have a carrot. Some goat cheese. There, now we're sated. And we'll get hydrated here, too. Will somebody clean that body up, please?
What happened?
Guards are not doing their job out here. All right, hold on.
You've been seen in the company of the companions. That's an honorable path you're on, friend.
Well, thank you. I would like to rent a room, please.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Okay.
Need anything else? Just let me know.
I charge you with disturbing the Jarl's peace.
And I'll charge you with murder.
Head up to bed here. Excuse me, Mr. Battleborn. This is my room for the night. Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to get a solid, let's see, 10 hours of sleep will put us at 7 a.m. So let's go 9. Get up nice and early, and we will pray to Mara, and we will catch the ride, catch a carriage out to Dawnstar after some quick breakfast. We'll have the apple. Ooh, we accidentally ate some beef for breakfast. I was trying to get more of the water there. Let's grab some food for the road. Head back to Dawnstar, give some people some good news about the stuff that was bugging them.
You see those warriors from Hammerfell? They've got curved swords. Curved swords. Of course.
You could hear it when it's done. I'll just need a year or two to smooth the rough edges.
Let's sate that appetite, hmm?
I think we're still good on booze. Yeah, we got a couple bottles. Ate a lot of goat cheese, so let's focus on some Idar cheese from now on. I'm not gonna eat cabbage by itself, but we will take a couple of loaves of bread here. Seems to travel well. And we'll take some apples. Maybe some protein too. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, the salmon steak sounds good. And the seared slaughterfish. Okay. That should hold us for a while.
Let me know.
Okay, Tikrid, heading back home. How do you feel about that? Where is she?
Oh, what happened?
Okay, well, she'll catch up. I do need to pay my respects to Mara on the way out.
Mister, could you spare a coin?
Do it right out here in the middle of everything. 62.5%. Good, good. Hey, Mara. Or Mara. Hey, Tikrid. So, were you always an awkward fighter?
Of course. Bathilde liked to say when I came out of the womb I looked like a spider, all knees and elbows. I was a gangly child. My arms and legs seemed in a hurry to grow and left the rest of my body behind. It didn't help that I was shy. The village children were merciless. Tikrid the awkward, they used to chant, like it was some nursery rhyme.
Yeah, you know, children do that, though. Probably was nothing personal, except I know your sister better than that. And, yeah, children can be cruel. But, you know, I bet that those long arms and legs add a lot of leverage to your swings now and your battle proficiency. But, yeah, children can be cruel.
Yes, but there was one child in particular, Jorn, who took things a step further. He used to climb on the rooftops and hurl stones at me.
Jorn?
When I complained to the adults, they almost did the same.
The bard, maybe?
Jorn was a sweet, innocent boy, they said.
Mm-hmm. And no one believed you.
Not even my sister came to my defense. Only one person ever did. Her name was Saline.
Saline.
Slick, clever, mischievous, and mysterious. Her family hailed from elsewhere, and she smelled of sand and blood. When Jorn first met her, I think his jaw would have hit the floor if she hadn't thrust it up his nose. She didn't buy his sweet boy act for a second.
Sounds like a good friend. I want to hear more about her at some point. Okay, let's head back to Dawnstar, though, shall we?
All right, then.
Another beautiful morning. No more rain. I'm glad to see that that has dissipated naturally without having to use those scrolls. What's this? Just a pilgrim, traveling merchant. I think we're all good on our gear here. We should have a safe carriage ride all the way back to Dawnstar, so we shouldn't have to worry about our loadout too much at this point. But I will imagine that Savos will have another task for us to follow up on this new stuff that we have learned. And kind of worried about all the elves, particularly the high elves, that take up residence in the college. If there is some kind of arcane calling that causes them to covet this object unnaturally, then that could mean a lot of danger for Winterhold. But yeah, we were going to Dawnstar first, right? We have some errands to complete. Up to the frozen north.
Couldn't ask for better weather.
Yeah, it's nice, right? We got some mysterious fog for a mysterious place. Okay, so we needed to find... Oh, it's still pretty early, but the blacksmiths get going early, and so do the sailors, so... Should be okay. Well, it looks like maybe they haven't started up the forge yet. Well, that's alright. Captain Wayfinder is probably around. He's always on his boat, it seems. Wonder when he sleeps. When or where he sleeps. Do they really just sleep out here in the open air? That sounds awful. Frick. Guthrum. Captain Wayfinder.
Everyone thinks I'm too young to be a ship's captain, but I'm going to prove them wrong.
Alright, well, your fortunes may be changing there, friend. I have the fine-cut void salts for you.
That's the first bit of good news I've had since I set sail a year ago.
Indeed.
Here's your cut. Have yourself a great day.
750 gold. Wow, that was lucrative. That stuff must be valuable. Didn't look any different to regular void salts to me, but... You know, must be a market out there somewhere for him to cough up 750 gold for us just to bring it to him. We're not arguing with that. Okay, let's just go ahead and stand on the pier here and wait for Rustleaf and his wife to get going there. The fog looks nice, and it's kind of a nice way to meditate a little bit. Making that sweet-ass money, indeed, indeed.
Without any decent
The sun's coming up a little bit. Love the morning fog on the water. It's not that bad. It's just been Captain Wayfinder and his boys so far at the docks. Okay. Hey, there's my man. Rustleaf, I got some good news for you.
Need a dagger? No? How about a claymore?
I found a copy of that book that you wanted for your wife.
Don't know what the Red Guards see in books, but this will make my Saren happy. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess the Nords don't appreciate the books so well, huh? Awesome. Okay. He gave us some smithing training, which we will never use. But, you know, we got the level progression, so that's good.
It's been good talking to you.
Thank you, Rustleaf. Okay, so it's still early. Let's go ahead and hitch a carriage all the way back to Winterhold, eh? Ass money. That's what it was for. Nice. Ass money. Yeah, you know, I think Rodon's probably pretty attracted to Tikrit at this point. She's growing on him. I think that at first her clumsiness and quirkiness was a bit of a liability, but now he's seeing it as a quirk that he finds kind of cute. Still not sure if he wants to, you know, pursue a relationship with her, but there is some attraction there, definitely. I kind of feel like it's a bit unrequited though, because she's very focused on her career and her goals and things like that. But that's okay. He's not putting all his eggs in that basket there. He is a man of Mara, so he will get buffs to favor by being married. So that's something that Rodon does want to do at some point. And the sooner we can do that, the more benefits we're going to reap. But, you know, we got to pick the right person. It's got to be the right person. Let's see. We want to go to the village of Winterhold. So yeah, this stream is a little slower paced than me just charging through dungeons like I normally do. I'm trying to focus a little bit more on roleplay. That's been getting away from me a little bit lately. And I think Magus has actually echoed a similar sentiment. In my case, in my experience, simply slowing down and taking in the sights and sounds and what you imagine to be like the smells and the sensations on your skin and things like that, and really trying to focus on the moods and the different thoughts that your character might be having in the moment, and just taking the time to do that makes all the difference in the world, I think. Okay, let's see, are we going back to hitting the books? Return the books to Urag. Okay, we're heading back to Urag. Something tells me Urag has a lot of knowledge of all the books in his library. And just seeing these books might jog his memory as to what's in each one of those, and might have some valuable insight on what some of those books might have in them as far as information about our current discovery. Yep, I felt the same way lately, which is why I'm trying to figure out how I go about this next character. Yeah. Of course, gameplay will always be there regardless of RP or mods, for sure. My whole thought is I want Permadeath to aid in roleplay, and I want roleplay to aid in Permadeath as sort of like a feedback loop to add more tension to the just what stakes we're playing with here. We got one life and one life only. So we're going to be very careful what we do with it and take our time. Smell the roses.
I don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear?
Maybe that's good advice for real life too. I don't know. Let's see here. I found those missing books.
Well, well. And you seem to be in one piece.
Barely.
Thank you. I'll look these over and inform Mirabelle if I find anything relevant. Night of Tears, eh? I remember this one. Well, isn't that interesting? Did you read it yourself? If I recall correctly, that has some interesting implications. You should mention that to Toldir. And
yeah.
Here. I suppose you've earned these.
Interesting implications indeed, especially considering that we were visited by a ghostly Psijic apparition in Sarthal, so there's definitely something to this book. By the way, this is quite an impressive library. You take good care of it.
A mage is only as good as what he knows. I try to make sure as much knowledge is available as possible. We've been keeping this collection since the Second Era. Books have come and gone during that time, but it's mostly intact.
Well, you're doing a good job, my friend. Keep it up. Okay, so we need to find Feralda to do some destruction training. Drevis. Don't need Drevis. Looks like they're doing some lessons in the morning here. The whole faculty isn't quite here yet, but... Speak with Tolfdir. Yes, yes.
Good to see Skyrim still has such fine people. You give an old man hope.
Let's see here. So Urag suggested I come see you.
Did he now? Does he have information about our wonderful discovery?
Indeed. I don't know if you're familiar with this book, but The Night of Tears has some interesting connections between the Psijic Order and Sarthal.
Is that the one about something buried beneath Sarthal?
It is.
Something that men and Mare fought over? I'll have to make a point of rereading it. I don't recall the details. I just can't seem to tear myself away. Whatever this is, its beauty is like nothing I've ever seen before. If you'd allow me to indulge myself for a moment, I thought I might make a few observations.
Oh yeah, the NPC overhauls can make a big difference, I think. They can add a new coat of paint to the game and make it feel fresh, even though, you know, you're still seeing the whole, the same NPC that you've always seen.
Quite curious indeed. Now, I'm not sure that you're quite as attuned as I am, given my extensive years of experience.
Oh, I can feel the power. Definitely. How could you not?
It practically radiates magic. And yet it's unlike anything I've felt before. Archmage Aran is already hard at work.
On Kano.
We'll have more information soon.
I'm afraid I must...
No,
It is urgent that I speak with your associate immediately.
This is most inappropriate. We're involved in serious research here.
Yes, I've no doubt of its gravity. This, however, is a matter that cannot wait.
Well, I'm quite sure I've never been interrupted like this before. The audacity. I suppose we'll continue this.
Temperature's running high, but still have plenty of overhead on the GPU. And audio's been good. Camera seems to be fine, so I think I'll stick with the reshade. I don't know what's going on here. You care to elaborate at all on why I am blindly following you?
Really? Well, allow me to clarify the situation. I'd like to know why there's someone claiming to be from the Psijic Order here in the college. More importantly, I'd like to know why he's asking for you, specifically. So we're going to go have a little chat with him and find out exactly what it is he wants.
Okay, and why is it that you're so concerned about this?
I'll be the one asking the questions.
Oh.
All you need to know is that the
Authoritative,
Psijic Order
huh?
is a rogue
Authoritarian.
organization, believing themselves to be above the law. They have clashed with the Old Mary Dominion before, and I have no intention of allowing that to happen here.
All right, then. Interesting. I wonder why the Psijics wouldn't just appear to me like they did in Sarthal. Maybe it's something about this sphere here that is
You are going to speak to this monk and find out why he is here.
creating a dampening
Then
field
he
or
will be
something?
removed from college grounds.
Elven supremacy is the only truth? I don't know about that. Well, he's taking the long way around, isn't he? Quaranir. You know, it wasn't until fairly recently that I discovered that it's a different Psijic monk each time that you talk to. I used to think it was the same one every time. Ooh, the lighting's looking good. Definitely digging the reshade.
Please do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm.
Why am I stuck there? Interesting. There's some kind of invisible object keeping me over there.
It is good to meet you in person.
Looks like he froze time again. So what is that you're doing to everybody?
I'd simply like to talk to you. I've given us a chance to
I'd kind of like to learn how to do it myself, honestly.
But I'm afraid I can't do this for long. We must be brief. The situation here at your college is of dire importance.
They're all having a yeah, and they all show up at the end too when they take the eye.
I believe it is due to the very source of our concern. This object, the Eye of Magnus, as your people have taken to calling it. The energy coming from it has prevented us from reaching you with the visions you have already seen.
I see. So that is why they didn't come to me directly.
The situation becomes. And so I have come here personally to tell you it must be dealt with.
Okay. So I guess why me? If this is so dangerous, then why don't you do something about it? I'm a level 13 Battlemage at this point. Why are you leaving this in my hands?
I'm afraid it's not that simple. You must understand the Psijic Order does not typically intervene directly in events. My presence here will be seen as an affront to some within the Order. As soon as we have finished, I will be leaving your college. I'm all too aware
Bureaucracy,
that my
red tape.
arouse suspicion, especially in
If it's so important to you, you guys should be handling it.
Nevertheless, my order will not act directly. You must take it upon yourself to do so.
Okay. And why am I trusting you or your order?
I presume you refer to Ancano's distaste for the Psijic Order. The Thalmor see our order as a threat because we have power, and we will not allow them to control us. I assure you that we mean you no harm.
Alright, well, I am more likely to trust you than Ancano, and you two seem to be at odds, so the enemy of my enemy is my friend, maybe? Alright, so what exactly is the problem?
As you may have learned, this object, the Eye, is immensely powerful. The world is not ready for it. If it remains here, it will be misused. Indeed, many in the Order believe
they bring the Eye back to Artaeum and hide the Isle again. Yeah, for sure.
Something that cannot be avoided.
But the book says that it seems to have that elves covet this object, right? And that they've started wars because of it. So what makes the Psijics immune to that covetous nature, I wonder? Because the Psijics are all high elves, right? So what do you expect from me then?
We believe that your efforts
so are they taking the Eye for benevolent reasons, or are they taking it because they want the power for themselves?
But I will.
Who knows? So little is known about the Psijics that it's hard to tell what their motivations are, right?
More coherent than ours.
I've always seen them as like the good guys. I just kind of had a gut feeling that I could trust these guys, but seeing it from this perspective now kind of makes me wonder, right? Well, the Psijic Order aren't really involved in petty politicking, but they were in the past. They just kind of fell out of favor, and that's when they disappeared. Let's see. Who is this Augur of Dunlane?
He was once a student here at the college. Now he is something different.
And do you know where I can find this guy?
I am unsure. He is somewhere within the college. Surely one of your colleagues must know his location. I am sorry I cannot provide you with further help.
If they wanted to use it for ill intent here, they would. Yeah.
Now, I'm afraid I must leave.
True. I think that they know it contains great power, but they don't know exactly what it is.
You to succeed. Never forget that.
I'm sorry.
So they're going to study
What
it.
is the meaning of this?
And it seems to corrupt some elves, like it does with Ancano, who's already kind of an asshole, right?
Here he is. Now,
So what's to say it's not eventually going to corrupt the Psijics?
Clearly, I should not be here.
I don't know. I have an uneasy feeling about the whole thing.
What trickery is this? You're not going anywhere until I find out what you're up to.
I am not up to anything. I apologize if I have offended you in any way.
I don't know. I gotta side with Coronir on this one because it's too much fun to get Ancano all riled up.
I'm not sure what happened. A monk from the Sijic Order. Here after all these years, and then he just leaves. I hope we didn't offend him somehow.
Nah, I wouldn't worry about it. We're kind of like bros at this point, so I'm sure he's fine. What did the Sijic tell you?
Beyond asking for you, he never said. Very strange indeed.
Indeed. So this guy mentioned the Augur of Dunlane. Do you know anything about him?
Has Tolfdir been telling stories again? I thought I made it quite clear that this was a subject inappropriate for conversation. Please, don't allow him to continue to discuss the subject.
Okay. So Tolfdir then is the one I want to talk to.
Excuse me.
You know Tolfdir is going to easily spill the beans. Okay, on the way out, let's we got to find Tolfdir again. Let's see if he's maybe in the Arcanum or Arcanium. God, they keep it so dark in here. Let's see. Tolfdir might still be doing lectures down in the Hall of Elements.
Oh, no, not really.
Urag is talking with Drevis there. We do still need to find Feralda for training too.
Let me know if you need anything.
That is Neria.
Oh, yes, thank you. I will.
Damn, she looks good with these overhauls.
All of it. I don't care what she told you.
I mean, she's neurotic as hell, but good looking NPC.
Eleanor, the library is in disarray. When books are strewn...
Okay, Tolfdir, you still in here? Neria is always the best looking female with these overhauls, in my opinion. Yeah, I wonder why they spent so much effort on her, who is more or less an inconsequential NPC in the grand scheme of everything. We'll check upstairs here too. Time to get dizzy. Getting nauseous. Whole head is spinning now. And nobody up here. Okay, so let's see. Feralda is probably in the Hall of Attainment. Tolfdir might be in the Hall of Countenance. No, other way around. Tolfdir is going to be in the Hall of Attainment. Feralda is going to be in the Hall of Countenance. If they're not somewhere in between. Or maybe they were upstairs in the Arcanium. Mirabelle doing her thing. Getting some fresh air. Hey, there's Feralda. There's one of them we're looking for.
Mirabelle does a fine job as Master Wizard, I suppose. Still, there's always room for improvement.
Looking to climb the ladder, huh? Can you train me in destruction magic?
I can teach you, but I won't be held responsible for what you do with the knowledge.
Feralda always looks great with these overhauls too, I've noticed. Okay, so 420. All right, I'm just gonna buy all the training I can there. I'm trying to think of things that I might need gold for in the near future, and I'm not thinking of anything. Just instays, food, things like that. So I think what I'll do is I'll take one more level. That's all I have money for anyway. That'll leave us with around 500 gold. 400 gold maybe. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 for health. Now, what should I spend this on? Have I unlocked any new perks now that I'm level 40? Ooh, it looks like I have. Ooh, Conflagration goes with Conflagrate pretty well, huh? Fire spells ignite the ground underneath their targets for 30 seconds. The burning ground deals 8 points of damage per second for 3 seconds on contact. Me as well, using a lot of fire spells, so there we go. More damage. And potentially more damage for other people around, other enemies if they happen to step in it. Cool.
I can't wait to see who succeeds Mirabelle. I've no doubt she'll be promoted to Archmage at some point.
At some point, yeah, maybe.
I can teach you, but I won't be held responsible.
Hopefully not anytime soon, because, you know, I like Savos. There we go. 500 septums left. That's what we're going to keep. Hey, by the way, have you heard of the Augur of Dunlane?
The Augur? Really? Well, it's certainly not my place to say anything about it. I think you'd better go see Mirabelle.
So hush-hush about the Augur. Mirabelle about the Augur? Something tells me Tolfdir will be a little more... It's really a shame how they made Savos. Oh, in terms of... Yeah, in terms of not getting a lot of screen time. For lack of a better term.
Certainly a few of my colleagues aren't quite as talented as they'd like to believe.
I do like how they explored his backstory through the main quest. It does add a little bit to it with the ghostly memories in Labyrinthian. But yeah, I feel like they could have done a lot more with the character for sure. For sure. At least some like journals or some dialogue options that can explore his character a little bit more. I don't know. But yeah, he didn't get a whole lot of play. Also, it would have been cool to see him in action a little bit more. Maybe a more prolonged fight with Ancano or something. A little bit more of a cutscene or something. Okay, we're looking for Tolfdir. Mirabelle was out here a second ago. She seems to have gone somewhere else. Tolfdir and Mirabelle, I think, are both... They both shack up in the Hall of Attainment over here, keeping an eye on the newbies. So they might be here. Let's hope, shall we? I'm sensing some people upstairs. Nobody downstairs here. I don't think. Oh, there's Tolfdir. Okay.
Good to see Skyrim still has such fine people. You give an old man...
I mean, every other faction's leaders have a lot of screen time, with even Kodlak having way more, and he's the next strategy. Yeah, for sure. Another guy I wish we saw in action more, like maybe some kind of prolonged fight with some of the Silverhand or something. I don't know. It's like these characters are obviously powerful, especially you know, with the Blue Bloods quest in Sacrosanct. Yeah, even without that, these characters have so much history that they're obviously powerful. It would have been nice to see them demonstrated at least in some way. Would have added some weight to that.
Goodness, it's been years since I've spoken.
Yeah, as opposed to just Mirabelle saying, "Don't go near him," then boom, and he's dead outside. Yep.
Are you going to see him? Do tell him hello for me, won't you?
I definitely got done dirty in that exchange. Okay, so where's the Midden?
Underneath the college. It's not the nice...
Tolfdir still didn't say anything about this Augur. One of the bigger mysteries in Skyrim. Can you tell me anything more about this Augur fella?
Well, I suppose he wouldn't mind. It was all before my time, you understand.
Oh, really?
I've heard the story.
That must have been, what, like 500 years ago? You old bastard.
He was a brilliant student, an accomplished wizard, delved into magic in a way none had seen before. But I think he became too focused on just how much power he could acquire. That's what led...
Seems a common pitfall for all mage types. So what accident are you talking about here? What happened?
You remember what I first told you? About how not being able to control magic could destroy you? I didn't simply mean it could kill you. The Augur's accident is another very real type of a life destroyed. Well, it's been described as an accident. I can't imagine it was intentional. Something must have gone wrong, and he ended up in the state he's in now, fused to the energies that flow through the college. I've never felt it appropriate to ask him about how that must feel. I suppose if we can heal it all.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, so he's something other than human anymore. He allowed his pursuit of magical power to lead him down a path of not becoming human. Whether he became something more than human or becoming something less than human is probably a matter for debate, I think. Okay, so the Midden is underneath here. I'm running Immersive College of Winterhold, so the Midden is vastly expanded. It's about noon. How are we doing on our needs? Excuse me. Not hungry or thirsty in any way, so... But we do have food to munch on if we need to. Let's see, we're trying to find some kind of cellar door in here somewhere. I think I remember seeing one over here somewhere. Okay, Tikrid, I hope you're not sick of delving into dank dungeons, because we're about to do another one. And I really don't know what we're gonna... Well, I do know what we're gonna face down here, but... Let's see, I think we're good with what we have favorited right now, with the resists and everything. Stands to reason that there might be some Draugr, maybe some pestilence as far as rivers and spike down here. Maybe a... No, I'm getting some... Here. Good. GPU's getting a little... So... Buffering there again? Yeah, I was getting some like frame skipping and stuff. But I don't have any dropped frames or anything. So it's a system thing, it wasn't an internet thing. Let's go ahead and throw on our helmet here. We're going to keep our resist magic cloak on. Going to have our clan fear at the ready. I feel like I hear some breathing somewhere. Oh, so you're just seeing the frame skipping? Oh yeah, I was seeing that here on my end too. It's not a stream thing. That was definitely a game thing. That was local as well. Okay. Oh, did I just see what I think I saw? Is there like a an ice wraith down here? I thought I heard an ice wraith. Rodon doesn't know what ice wraiths sound like because he's never encountered one. But Tikrit does, and she would be able to say, hey, that sound is an ice wraith. Oh, there it is right there. Tikrit, you seem a little more resilient about this stuff than I do. We're going to take a resist frost potion, though. And let's actually go ahead and cast our clan fear down in there.
You're as good as dead.
Good news is our fire spells should... Ooh, man. They are not hitting this thing well at all, are they? There we go. Got him with that one. There we go. There it is. Okay. So why weren't you throwing blood on it this time around, Tigrid? You guys were missing them a lot. Now, where the hell did the... Oh, the ice pile is invisible. It's in the ceiling. Great. Those alchemical ingredients you get from the ice wraiths are very useful for pretty much any character that uses alchemy. Thought I saw something moving down there, but I think it was the effect of our own arcane shroud there. This looks interesting, huh? Necromancer's Moon. The hell is that? Conjuration skill book. All kinds of disgusting stuff in there, no doubt. Atronach Forge Manual. Is that what this is? Interesting. We'll study that later. So it looks like you can put stuff in here and have it conjure something out there. We're not going to mess with that right now. We're on a mission. Ooh, and an arcane escritoire to reformulate some magic tomes. Alright, what else do we have over here? Let's activate the altar. Don't think I want to do that just yet. Excuse me, Tikrid. Thank you. Where else can we go? We'll try this path. Did I see a hanging chain over here somewhere? Some bizarre looking sconces. Almost like they're trying to hide like a pole chain or something in here somewhere. Interesting. Okay, now I'm hearing breathing again. Oh, I see the glowing eyes of a Draugr. Snuff out their eyes, as Inigo would say. Winterhold ruins. Ooh, this needs a key. Sort of like weird Z fighting or parallax issue or something going on there. Anyway, not something I'm going to worry about too much. What is this? Okay, we're gonna take it slow, take it slow. This looks like an ambush waiting to happen, so we're gonna throw a clanfear out in here. Anyone? Man, this thing is wicked looking. That is an imposing presence for sure. We'll try going deeper down in. Something about a mysterious being down beneath the college leads me to think that maybe we're supposed to go deeper down in. Oh.
Will only lead to disappointments. Still, you persist. Very well. You may enter.
Your persistence will only lead to disappointment. Well, that sounds bleak. Hey, it's the Augur. Mr. Augur, I've heard so much about you.
I am that which you have been seeking.
Which I have been seeking for all of 15 minutes.
Are in vain. It has already begun. Those who have sent you have not told you what they seek. What you seek.
Okay. Well, I was told to find you, but only to find the next thing, I'm sure. So what is it you think I'm seeking?
You seek that which all who wield magic seek. Knowledge. You shall
Sure.
find this. Knowledge will corrupt destroy. It will consume. You
I'm
seek
not...
meaning, shelter in knowledge. You will not find it.
I think avoiding knowledge is bad advice.
And it shall lead to his end, as it has so many others.
The Thalmor. So I'm not the first to come see you. I'm sure you're talking about Ancano.
No, though you may be the last. The one who calls himself Ancano has
Figured.
sought my knowledge as well, through very different questions. Your path differs from most. You are being guided, pushed towards something. It is a good path, one untraveled by many. It is a path that can save your college. I will tell you what you need to know to follow it further.
Okay, I mean, you just spent so much time trying to dissuade me from continuing, and now you're saying that I'm on a good path and that you're going to help me, and then that could save some stuff? Okay, sounds good. What do I need?
You, and those aiding you, wish to know more about the Eye of Magnus. You wish to avoid the disaster of which you are not yet aware. To see through Magnus's eye without being blinded, you require his staff. Events now spiral quickly towards the inevitable center, so you must act with haste. Take this knowledge to your archmage.
Okay. Alright, so we need the Staff of Magnus. Which would be great, except he didn't tell us where to find the Staff of Magnus. How the hell did we get here? Okay, I think we came up these stairs, or we came down these stairs. We came through this tunnel. And then we came through that door. Now, it was a little bit of a labyrinth making our way down here, so I'm not sure I can find my way back through it, but I'll try. Okay, I'm pretty sure I came down these stairs because I remember seeing the forge at the end there, walking right into it. So let's go back up these. Only one way through here. Is this where I fought the Ice Wraith? This is where I fought the Ice Wraith. Okay, so we came down the stairs to fight him. Here we go. Here we go. And I think there was a door right up here somewhere. Or a ladder up through that cellar door. Yep, there we go. Okay. Glad to get back out of there. It was a little claustrophobic. Staff of Magus. Yeah, with the whole no pants thing, I don't really want to think about the Staff of Magus right now, Wind. Thank you for the imagery, by the way. Now we need to bring this back to Savos. And the winky face, of course. He cannot confirm nor deny, but usually when he doesn't deny, that's pretty much a confirmation. And we all know Magus anyway, we know it's true. Alright, Savos, are you in here anywhere? I don't think he would leave his door unlocked for just anybody to come in here and root around in his stuff. Oh, I need to remove this stuff. These, I think pretty much just this chest here. I can do that in SSE edit. Let's see. Sometimes he's in there looking through that weird dish for some reason. It's not up here. All right, where the hell are you, Savos? He's not in here. Kind of some cool digs here. Oh, and now for some reason I can't get back up there. Okay. Let's head back down to the Hall of the Elements here. See where Savos is hiding. Oh, he's checking out the orb over here.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several if you're talented.
So I have some important information for you from the Augur, who I know you told me not to go see, but you know, I couldn't help it.
Really? And what might that be?
Well, we need to find the Staff of Magnus.
I'm sorry, what? Well, I'd certainly love to have such a powerful staff, but I'm not really sure that any of us need it.
Or know where it is, apparently. But apparently it's connected to the orb we found.
And how do you know of this?
Well, the Augur that you didn't want me talking to told me about it.
Did you really? And he specifically mentioned the Staff of Magnus?
He did indeed.
I'm impressed with your initiative.
Well, you know.
Of course, someone will need to follow up on this.
And you mean me, don't you?
I certainly do. Since you went so far as to seek out the Augur for advice, I thought you'd be more enthusiastic. Something as specific and ancient as the Staff of Magnus. I'm not sure we'd ever find something like that. I seem to recall Mirabelle mentioning the staff somewhat recently. Why don't you see if she can tell you anything?
Ancient artifacts are cool. I will give that to him.
You've certainly proven yourself to be more than a mere...
The tragedy I meant with Savos is how the end of his quest, this quest line tells his story.
Valuable to me. I hope it can be of use to you now.
How the end of the quest line tells his story? When he gets killed? And what he had to do to his friends to seal... Yeah, that is tragic. Kind of doesn't paint him in the most admirable of lights, does it? But it does show off, you know, a strong resourcefulness and cleverness, I think, to be able to pull something like that off. You punk, you stay away from that eye, alright? Oh, I see him. He's looking obsessed already. Punk-ass Thalmor. Speaking with Mirabelle about the staff here. He sealed his last remaining two friends. Yeah. Pretty fucked up. There's Mirabelle right there. She really loves this statue, doesn't she? Is that statue of Galarian, you think? Although Galarian was the founder of the Mages College, and the College of Winterhold has no affiliation with the Mages College, does it? Or the Mages Guild. So that might more be Galder, or just some generic mage. Shalador, there you go.
Please don't bother the Archmage.
I think you're right.
It's absolutely necessary.
So what do you know about the Staff of Magnus? Or the Staff of Magus? You kind of... I saw that look in your eye, that little glint when I said Staff of Magnus, or Magus. You definitely know. What have you and Mirabelle been doing, Magus? Never mind, I don't want to know.
Well,
yeah.
That's an odd question.
Anything about the Staff of Magnus?
Why in the world would you be asking?
I will neither confirm nor deny this. Good callback. Good callback. It may be connected to the Eye of Magnus.
The Eye of Magnus? I can appreciate.
Don't sound so
this
incredulous.
Thing, this orb, it's very impressive. Very unique and definitely worth studying.
But let's not jump.
Wait, are you talking about the Staff of Magus now, or the orb?
What we're certain of.
Hey, the augur referred to it as the Eye of Magnus, not me.
The augur. Just what have you gotten yourself involved in?
I am in way over my head, Mirabelle. You have no idea. Yeah, I will be trying. After all, I only have this one life to live, right? So, anything about the staff?
Well, it's said to be very powerful. Has the capacity to store an incredible amount of magical power, as the story goes. But it's more myth than anything at this point. I've no doubt that it actually exists, but no one has seen it in, what, decades? Longer? I'm not sure. The only time I've heard it mentioned was when those Synod characters showed up some months ago looking for it.
The Synod some months ago, huh? So, who are the Synod?
Mages based out of Cyrodiil. They fancy themselves the imperial authority on magic these last few hundred years. My understanding is that all they really do is make noise in an attempt to curry favor from the Emperor. Lots of politics, little magic. I was quite surprised to find them on our doorstep. They seemed amiable enough, but their line of questioning made me uneasy. It became clear they're trying to hoard powerful artifacts, looking to consolidate power.
Okay. So nobody here knows the staff's location.
No one here does. The Synod seemed convinced it was somewhere in Skyrim. They inquired about the ruins of Mzulft, but
there we go. You could have led with that.
They were heading there, though they were rather secretive about why. I suppose if you're intent on looking for the staff, there's a chance they might be in Mzulft yet. Just don't expect them to be cooperative.
Okay. Let's see. Anything else you can tell me about the Staff of Magnus? Do you know anything about it?
I'm not really sure. Made and used by Magnus himself, if you believe those sorts of things. I believe I've heard it said that it's the only thing that could adequately contain his power. The sort of embellishment wizards of ancient times loved to make.
Interesting, okay. Alright, well, thank you for the info, Mirabelle. I will do my best to be careful. As you said, I am in way over my head here. Okay, where are we at? Level 14. And where is this Tower of Mzulft? Or Ruins of Mzulft? Yeah, down here, sort of southeast of Windhelm here. So yeah, we'll be taking a carriage to Windhelm, it looks like, this afternoon. And we'll be heading to... We'll be taking the road south. And it's not far off the road, which helps. But hopefully we don't run into too much trouble here on the roads. I don't think we will. But okay, let's see. I've been streaming now for 3 hours and 13 minutes. Oh, well, actually it says I've been live for 2 hours, but we kind of had that crash in the middle there. But I did start at around 11, so I think this is about my time. We will go ahead and, we got to take that ridiculous helmet off. That's for sure. There we go. There's Rodon's good-looking mug. Yeah, so I think I'm going to call it here. Thank you, everybody, for joining. If you liked this content, if you had a good time, do check the description below for some other good Skyrim content. Namely, there is Magus80 in the chat who has joined us, and The Wind as well. Magus has been redoing his load order a little bit. It's looking fantastic so far, and I think that he's almost ready to start streaming again after rebuilding everything, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing that. And The Wind as well is always a good time for joining in one of her streams. She should be streaming tomorrow, I believe, unless she's got something else going on. How's that going, The Wind? Do you think you'll be streaming tomorrow? No pressure, no pressure. But if you do enjoy a Skyrim stream, as you probably do if you're here, do go check those out. It is done today again. Oh, nice, nice. Looking forward to seeing it. I myself am going to be doing some yard work and checking the tire pressure on my wife's car, so I got some chores to do. But if there is a pop-up stream at some point, I'll probably drop in and say hi. Other than that, let's see, there was Strudel here too, so she does write some awesome fan fiction. I do have a link to her books below, so if you're into fan fiction and reading, do check that out as well. Okay, well, I think that does it for me. Thanks again for joining. It was a good time, as it always is, and sorry for the technical difficulties, but you know what? We got through it. We didn't have to completely restart the stream, so I'm going to take that as a success. I'll see what I can do to kind of lessen the load on the GPU going forward. I think that had a lot to do with it. Other than that, yeah. Thanks a lot, guys, and I will see you next time. Take care.